So a bit of news breaking yesterday. The news that Lim's Cruiser is confirmed to go to Royal Ascot for the Royal fixture for 2019, and I'm pleased to say that I've been joined by his trainer Stephen Gray. Stephen, there was obviously plenty of speculation. There was plenty of talk about the horse potentially going to the UK, and yesterday news coming out on the Turf Club website that he will indeed make the trip.
Yeah, Nick, he decided to go. It was always planned to sort of go. I didn't want to preempt things because things go wrong, right? And so he ran on Saturday, and nothing really went wrong, but he never won. So that put a bit of a spanner in the works, because you're always thinking where to next and what to do and why did he get beaten that. But so after the last couple of days, I've been thinking about it, and just seen how he pulled up, and it's one of those calls that if he'd won by a head instead of losing by a head, you'd have said, well, let's go, right? So emotions can be quite difficult to control at times, anything in life, as we know, and I didn't want to make an emotional decision or put it forward to Mr. Lim and Mick Dittman, the manager. I just wanted to see how he pulled up, and I wanted to evaluate what might have caused him to get beat, and if I'd done anything wrong or where I saw it. And so, to be honest, I just felt that he raced very well, and he was beaten by a good horse on the day, and I also felt his first lead-up run was too hard on him. It was not what I really wanted. The way he was ridden is not the way he likes to be ridden. The jockey that day made a decision to go that way, and it didn't work, and he nearly won. But he had a really gut buster, and I could sense, I know him so well, and I could sense 3 or 4 days after that he was a bit tired, but he's a tough horse and he recovered, and so then we're sort of trying to catch up. And to me, I just felt he just didn't have that spark he usually has. And also, he's a horse, no matter what, he loves to be ridden quiet and just come into the race. If he gee him up, he goes, And he was a bit of a sitting duck the other day. So overall, I looked at him and he just seemed great. He's pulled up probably better. If a negative on my own way, he has come back bigger. Sure. And he just might even need another race into him, So all those factors, I just looked at the horse and thought, well, he's healthy, he's pulled up sound. I took a blood test, it's perfect. I can't fault him. And then, Mick Dittman, the manager, well, he's been great, because Mick is a very confidence person, and he keeps saying to me, don't give up and go, and don't let you, don't let you down and get you down. And so he came round and looked at him and said, geez, he looks fantastic. And he said, you should go, because I've ridden many great horses that get beat and they go and win their next start. And he said, good form is good form, and he's in good form. So he spoke to the boss, Mr. Lim, and Lim said, well, if you're happy, go. So that's what we're doing.
Absolutely, we're certainly looking forward to it. So obviously a bit on the horse there. Obviously his well-being is certainly paramount. Let's talk about the logistics and the dynamics of the trip itself. First off, when is he booked to leave Singapore?
So he goes next Saturday morning, and he arrives in his box that Saturday night, London time. So it's a 24-hour trip for him by the time he gets there, sort of thing. But it's not that hard. I did it with Emperor Max, and it's once you get on the plane, it's easy. So it's not like we've got to come from Australia or down under further, isn't it? So it's a bit easier for him. And then we'll just carry on from there. So that's least of my worries, actually.
I guess if we put it into human terms, he's almost flying business class at least, isn't he? He gets so well treated. You're going to stay with Jane Chapelheim as well. That's something that you've done before with Emperor Max?
Yeah, we're staying next door. I can't quite remember the lodge.
Abingdon Place, I think it is.
It's right next door to Jane. That's where the other horses are. So Jane has a team of her own, but Jane's great. I know her very well from last time, and so he's staying there, and there's a few international horses there. So it's all sweet. I've got a good girl to take him, very experienced girl. That's
Lisa O'Shea?
Yep, Lisa. Lisa O'Shea, we call her Lisa, but she's just finished a job here. She's very experienced. So that worked timing perfect. And my son's going too, so that'd be good for him. And it's exciting. We're not going there just to go for the day. We're going there to try and win the race, and I think it's great. And he's a very good horse. He deserves to go. If those horses in that race came here, he'd more than compete with them. So we might as well have a crack.
Absolutely, and obviously we're going to get soaked here in a moment, so we shan't keep the interview going for too long. But what did you learn? And I'm sure you learned plenty from taking Emperor Max. Is there anything that you might do differently with this horse? Would they be two quite similar horses, or would they be quite different in their sort of their makeup, Stephen?
No, completely different horses. Both very good horses. Emperor Max was a brilliant horse, but he was a bleeder, and every race, he would bleed internally, and it was always a problem with him. I think this horse is a different style of horse. He loves the finish. He loves the last bit of the race. And what I learnt last time, you can compete. Sure. You just got to have a go. So you don't want to die wondering, do you?
Of course you don't. Fortune favours the brave, as they say. Looking forward to donning the top hat and tails?
That'll be interesting. I think I've still got my measurements there. I don't know if I've lost weight, but I think I'm about the same. So yeah, that'll be interesting. But Nick, what do we train horses for? We train horses to get good horses to have a go at big races, and that's what I've always grown up dreaming about. And I'm having a crack, and Mr. Lim's having a go, and I think it's a great honour to have a horse race at Ascot and be invited, and you got a chance. So you get up every morning, and it's like a pyramid. We don't have the great number of inflow of horses through here, so you get a good one, you got to go and do it. And I'm confident he'll run very, very well. I'm confident if he gets rain on the day, he'll run even better. So it's good to dream.
It certainly is. It's very exciting stuff. Well, there you go, folks. Lim's Cruiser will be making the trip to Royal Ascot for the Diamond Jubilee Stakes coming up later on in the month of June. Stephen, many thanks for your time and the update, and we'll keep tabs on the horse both here and over in Ascot.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. Looking forward to it. It's a challenge, but it's going to be fun.